Moon does here. Let's go over all the games happened on Saturday night. 7 games total in the NBA, and good thing is no games got canceled. And once the Grizzlies guys come back and the Wizards guys come back, the NBA will be full strength, and hopefully no one gets COVID again. 'Cause it's been frustrating for fantasy owners. Get into the first game. The Philadelphia Sixers and Detroit Sixers got the win. They are playing really really well at the moment. Are they at the top of the East? Let's just check real quick. Yes, they are. They're 12-5, while the next team Bucks is 9-5. So they're playing quite well this season so far. Joel Embiid, 33 points. I still think he's a sell high. His block numbers is down a bit, 1.4, and his steal rate is up. So I think he's gonna probably average 0.8, 0.9 steals, but more blocks, like 2 blocks. So his overall value should go up in that department. I just don't know if he's high efficiency at the moment. Maybe they just haven't played any good teams. They just played bad teams, and Joel Embiid putting a big stat, right? They played Detroit this game. So, Joel Embiid is capable of dropping 40 points on a bad team with no interior defense. But against a good team, his stats going to suffer quite a bit. And I think he's still probably going to be on a per game basis, going to be a top 7, top 8 guy this season so far. Not so far going forward, but I think guys like Steph Curry, James Harden, or Damian Lillard, and Anthony Davis, those guys are currently ranked lower than him. And if you can trade Joel Embiid for one of those guys, I think it's a win. Right? Obviously, depend on what your team needs. Make a trade that makes sense. But strong season for Joel Embiid so far. There is no doubt. Seth Curry continue to shoot this well. If you can trade him for DeAndre Hunter, right? I would do it. His ranking is so high up there due to high efficiency and no turnover. But that's gonna fall off. He really give you some points and threes, high efficiency, and that's it. Whereas like guys get like a DeAndre Hunter probably gonna grab you some rebound and a little bit more defensive stats. Even though both guys are shooting really well at the moment. Ben Simmons, a great game from him, and every time it's a lot of games he's been shooting the free throw quite well. Like last game he went 7 for 10. 70% is not good, but for him like you don't need to punt free throw if you own Ben Simmons this year. He shot 10 for 12 on the line this season. So let's see, maybe he will be this good of a free throw shooter. No, he's not gonna be this good of a free throw, but is he gonna be like a low 70s guy? Right, so if your team's got some big free throw anchors, you may not need to punt free throw. 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 3. Yeah, just really strong game from Ben Simmons. Really picked it up. He was attempting 2 field goals, even though he only attempted 7 here, but got 20 points. Tobias Harris he's if you sold high on Tobias Harris, congrats. He had like 1 week where he was he was putting up MVP numbers and averaging 2 steals and 2 blocks. So those days will come, right? He's gonna give you 17, 18 points, 6 rebounds, and probably nothing else really. And Danny Green, 32 minutes, 2 steals, nothing else. You can, this guy you can stream him for sure, getting those steals and blocks and some threes, but everything else is really negative. Shake Milton, yeah. If you did not sell high on Shake Milton, this is bad news. You're probably gonna drop him very soon. 21 minutes here, did not do anything. And let's look at Detroit. Jeremy Grant. I don't know what's going on with this guy, Mason Plumlee. This is the second game in a row he got fouled out around 20 minutes. He got fouled out again. So maybe, he's the guy that's just gonna. When he was on Denver, he came off the bench to just play the high energy guy. Now he's starting, right? He's probably still. He cannot be that reckless anymore, right? Cannot get all those steals and blocks. Because he was only playing 20 minutes. Now he's a starter on this Detroit team. If you play like that, you're gonna foul out soon, or you foul trouble very very soon. So maybe his defensive stats gonna dip a bit, in exchange of playing high minutes. But didn't really do much. You still roster him, see what happens. Jeremy Grant, 3 for 19. I think it's a great buy low moment. If his hard shooting is not gonna sustain. Like he shot the ball really well, but he's giving you the other stats. Right, I still view him as a top 30 or 40 guy. He's got all the usage on. He shot 19 times. I would try to one bad game probably they're not gonna buy, but after a few games try to buy him. Right, but his hot shooting is not gonna continue. like he did. Wing Allenton, yeah, definitely stream this guy for points and threes until who's coming back. I don't know. This guy might be getting 30 minutes moving forward while Delon White. Yeah, don't leave this guy on the wire. He's getting huge minutes, and Killian Hayes is not coming back anytime soon. So you want to roster him until. And also, Derrick Rose was out this game, so both those guys get more rounds. And Josh Jackson, yeah, you can forget about him. He did get 3 blocks though. Josh Jackson in limited minutes, he is playing better than when he was on the Grizzlies or of the Phoenix Suns, right? He seems to be improving. The next game is the Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler. Somehow, you know, they hang tight with the Brooklyn Nets. It's a worrying trend for Nets. They gotta figure it out soon. Right? They lost 2 games to the Cavaliers. Now they struggle to beat a Jimmy Butler-less Miami Heat team. Bam, yeah, I would sell very high. I would try to sell Bam right now. Bam is playing so well with Jimmy Butler, putting up huge stat. If you can trade Bam for Jimmy Butler, like, just do it. You can trade him. If you trade Bam for Christian Wood, if you can trade Bam for even Kristaps Porzingis, you can trade him for. You know, those guys you can trade him for and expect the other guys to be better moving forward. I view Bam as a top 40 guy. So any top 25 or 30 guy that's underperforming, I think at the moment you can try to trade for them. Right. And yeah, he took 20 shots here, 40 points. This is gonna be the best game of his season so far. So definitely try to trade him. While Duncan Robinson played 41, he played the highest minutes out of the entire team. Shooter spaced the floor, so he's just a points and 3 streamer. Goran Dragic without Jimmy Butler got started 30 minutes, 19 and 7. Yeah, you can't hold him. And Kendrick Nunn. Without Jimmy Butler, he played 32 minutes. I think with the return of Jimmy Butler, I think Harkless got hurt this game. So even when Jimmy Butler comes back, I expect Kendrick Nunn to get minutes. It's not gonna be like, obviously Bradley is also gonna be back, but I think because he's been playing so well, putting up, I don't know, like top 20 values with the past 3 games easily. I think Coach Spoelstra just gotta think about their rotation. I expect Kendrick Nunn to get 25 minutes, at least in the short term, even when Jimmy Butler comes back. Because he's playing so well, you know. I highly doubt he's not gonna get any minutes. And you know, when this guy Gabe Vincent is not gonna get any minutes, right? And Jimmy Butler, sure, Jimmy Butler gonna get minutes, but probably gonna take minutes away from Harkless. And sure, what's his name? Bradley is coming back, but Kendrick Nunn is playing better at the moment, so I expect him to get minutes moving forward. And on the Nets side, what is going on with James Harden? He attempted 8 shots, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. I mean, the rest of the line is respectable, although his steal numbers has been down this year. But the rest of the number looks fine. Obviously, no threes because he took 8 shots, 2 for 8. And he still played the highest minutes on the team and playing back-to-back. I still think he's a buy low. Like, I talked about earlier, if you can trade Joel Embiid, you know, you do it. If you can trade Zach LaVine for him, if you can trade Paul George for him, even if you can trade Vucevic for him, if you can trade, obviously CJ McCollum is out, so don't try that. If you can trade, I don't know, even Malcolm Brogdon, if anybody is stupid enough to trade you James Harden for Malcolm Brogdon, just try. I think he's trying to figure it out. He's being passive at the moment, really trying to, like, look at Kyrie and KD's numbers since they did not dip at all. If anything, they probably went up. Like, at least their scoring average. So really, Harden allows those 2 guys. He probably is telling those 2 guys, hey, don't worry about me. Just get your own shot. I'll be the point guard, right? And their shot attempt, KD and Kyrie shot attempt did not suffer, I don't think. And Joe Harris had it going this game as well. 7 threes. Harden just really passive at the moment. We'll see what happens moving forward. I expect his scoring to be around 25 points, but not this low, right? I still expect him to take 16, 17 shots. A good thing is he went to line 9 times. So, you know, still try to buy low on Harden. Kyrie and KD, not much to talk about. Efficient game. You know, their shot attempts did not, you know, suffer at all so far with playing with Harden Harden is the only guy that's been taking a hit so far, I think. 2 blocks for KD and 1 block for Kyrie. Really strong game for both guys. DeAndre Jordan, 20 minutes. The problem with DeAndre Jordan is like the Nets like to go small versus a lot of teams, so he's not gonna get 30 minutes every single night. And you can definitely obviously want to hold on to him, but just don't expect 30 minutes every night. The upside is gonna be up and down every game because some games he can only play 20 minutes. While Jeff Green coming off the bench played 26 minutes. 11. You can like both Joe Harris and Jeff Green. You can roster them. They're gonna be efficient. They're gonna hit some threes. They're gonna grab you with some rebounds, but nothing. Don't expect too much out of them. The next game is the Minnesota Timberwolves and New Orleans Pelicans. What is going on with the Timberwolves? D'Angelo Russell, it's a back to back, but he set out and he wasn't hurt, and the Timberwolves really needed him. But I mean, somehow they got the win. So it's just interesting to see Timberwolves rest such a young guy. He's only 24, 25. Just very weird, but we'll see. Brandon Ingram had a pretty good game, 30 points, but the rebound and the assists and the steals and the blocks, it's been quite a few games where he's just not putting up big rebound, assists, or steal blocks numbers. So we'll see. But that's more of what I expect. For Brandon Ingram, that's the problem with him. Like, his scoring is there, his efficiency is there, 7 turnovers is bad, but he was getting 10 assists, 10 rebounds to start off the season. Those were gone. Maybe it's a buy low for Brandon Ingram. Let me just check his ranking real quick. Brandon, he's 47th at the moment. Yeah, I would definitely try to buy low on him. Seth Curry 39, so nobody's gonna trade you for that. But if you can trade maybe a Tyrese Halliburton, right, the rookie, people discriminate players that got picked up on the waiver wire, so you probably cannot do that trade. But you traded him for Kyle Lowry, I would do it. You traded him for even Mikal Bridges, I would do it because he gives you so many points. Depending on what your team needs. Again, if you can trade him for who is playing bad, like OG Anunoby, if you don't need the steals, OG really give you the steals and a little bit of efficiency. So those guys, I think it's a good buy low for Brandon Ingram at the moment. Zion Williamson, 38 minutes are there. Good for Zion. Struggled from the field, but shot okay from the free throw line. 19 points, 11 rebounds. Good to see him getting a steal and a block. Versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves, he should be getting a lot of blocks and steals. Capella did it last game, 10 blocks. Don't know. Steven Adams rarely played 23 minutes. He was not in foul trouble. Jackson Hayes got his 17 minutes, so maybe just one bad game. Don't know why Steven Adams didn't play. Maybe he's just playing horribly this game. We'll see. Maybe they need more spacing. Maybe they were down a lot. Eric Bledsoe, best game of the season so far. Yeah, I would try to sell high on this guy. Hopefully he plays better the next few games. Try to sell high on him. He's low on this team. He's like the 5th guy, and all his values depend on his steal numbers. So he's more like he's gonna be a specialist this season. And if he's not getting the steals, which he's not at the moment, so I would try to sell high on this guy. He took 23 shots. What is going on in this game? Well, Lonzo Ball, pretty good game. 2 steals, a block, 7 assists, 4 rebound. That's what I expect from Lonzo. Somewhat low scoring, but fill up the other stats. While Josh Hart played 20 minutes, he's only a rebound guy. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 21 minutes. You can forget about him. You can drop him. On the Timberwolves side, Cat is still out. He's probably going to be back soon. COVID, maybe he's probably going to be back next week. I expect, and as I mentioned earlier, D'Angelo Russell got the rest as a 24-year-old. And it's not like he was hurt or anything. Their coach came out and confirmed that. So he was not hurt. Malik Beasley continued to try to carry the load. 18 shot attempts, 16 points. Yeah, you have to roster him. The volume is there. The minutes are there. In the same meanwhile, you want to take a look at Naz Reid. He had quite a few nice games. Even though he played the Atlanta Hawks last game, right? And then he played the New Orleans Pelicans. Both games are pretty fantasy friendly for players. 20 points here, a block. Take a look at this guy. At least stream him until Cat comes back. Jared Vanderbilt, just not enough minutes, but produced in huge, in very short amount of time. 20 minutes got this line. I don't expect this to continue. To be honest, Anthony Edwards continues to struggle shooting the basketball, but the volume is there this game. But forget about him because Dito is out this game. Timberwolves are one of the worst teams in the NBA, so hope. Granted that they were without their best player Cat for a majority of the time, so it will be interesting to see how they do make a run in the playoffs. I highly doubt it, but they should pick up some wins. Andrew Wiggins, the Warriors game, the Warriors got blown out by the Utah Jazz. Jazz has been playing so well, led by Donovan Mitchell, but they do this every single year. Went on a hot streak in the regular season and don't go that far, like Shaq said. It's about taking the game to the next level, go deep into the playoffs. Andrew Wiggins, 25 minutes, yeah, because it's a blowout, so everyone's minutes is kind of low. Wiggins only played 25 minutes to 3 blocks. He's a block specialist this year. Like he's averaging 1.5. He's got the length, he's got the athleticism, and I think he can average that as long as he focuses on playing defense. And probably the NBA, they think of him as a bad defender. They're not gonna be guys are not gonna be afraid to go at him, which means he's gonna get more opportunity getting the steals and blocks. Draymond getting 24 minutes, yeah. 4 points. He's gonna average 5 points this season. That's Draymond. Even though he did take 9 shots, he's low efficient, but everything else should be there. James Wiseman played 24 minutes. Yeah, his minutes really up and down. You can stream him, or if you really need his blocks, you can roster him. Kelly Oubre Jr. struggled again. It's a good buy low, Good buy low. Still buy low on Kelly Oubre. But just don't throw it like a top 50 guy at him, right? Throw him like a top, 80 guy or 90 guy. I would honestly trade him for Seth Curry. I would trade him for LaMelo Ball. I think although I do expect LaMelo Ball to be better than how he's currently playing, but I think if you don't need his assist, Kelly Oubre is better. I would trade him for, depending on what you need, right? Valanciunas, I would. Oh, sorry. Valanciunas should be better than him. It should be the other way around. Try to buy low on high performing guys. Sorry, I would trade him even for like Keldon Johnson, right? Both guys, rookies. Keldon Johnson's not a rookie, but just try to make trades for Kelly Oubre Jr. Buy low on him. I still think he should be better than this. I view him as a top 60 guy, to be honest with you. I still think he can turn around because his defensive stats and his threes and good scoring. Steph Curry 27 minutes, yeah, just 20 empty stat line, no steals or blocks, but 7 and 24 points is nice for Curry and 5 threes. I think he's second all time right now, and he's gonna be first all time. There's no question. And on the Jazz side, Donovan Mitchell got a steal, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. He's been playing so well lately after a horrible, bad start. So if you bought low on him, congrats. It's really about his shooting percentage. Everything else looked the same, to be honest. It's still low this season. Bogdanovic, it's got 7 rebounds, 8 assists. That's really nice, but he's mainly a scoring guy, only 14 points here. Yeah. While Mike Conley he's been huge this season. Good percentages again, 17 points, 3 steals. Last year he was not getting. First of all, he was shooting the ball horribly. Second of all, he wasn't getting any steals. He was averaging 0.7. He's a career 1.3, 1.4 steals guy, right? So he's back this year. He was also a plus 40. So if you drafted this guy late in the draft, yeah, congrats. He's been playing really well. Top 50 value. Let me take a look. Is he top 50 at the moment? Yep, he's 49th, and I think he can stay around at the level, to be honest. Royce O'Neal, you can stream him for defensive stats and rebound. Rudy Gobert, 11 double, but only 1 block due to a blowout. Jordan Clarkson, low minutes, but still give you 14 points. Joe Ingles, 18 minutes. You can stream this guy for some assists and some threes. Let's move on to the next game. The Lakers and the Bulls. Yeah, they only won by 11, but it was a blowout. Pretty much, So LeBron, AD, LeBron just 2 steals, 6 assists. Doing what LeBron is doing what LeBron does every single game. 6 turnovers, that sucks. Anthony Davis, he is after this game, he's already like in the top like 12, 13 at the moment. Two more games of this, he's gonna be top 5, top 6. So, yeah, his buy low window is closing. And I think he said himself that I suck right now. It's obvious that he lost some motivation after winning a chip, right? He's not gonna take the regular season that serious. But if he wants to put up big numbers, he absolutely can. 21 shot attempts here, 37 points, no problem. Still struggling from the free throw line. I don't know why. Only 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, strong. But he give you more blocks, right? On average. Marcus, I can forget about him. Montrezl Harrell played 29 minutes. I guess it's a blowout. 2 assists. Yeah, Harrell is hard to. It's tough to hold on to him. He's gonna be a top 100 player, but if your team doesn't need those field goals, try to make a trade. Dennis Schroeder, 25 minutes. Yeah, this guy is also droppable, I think. Just really depend on what your team needs. Those 2 guys are droppable players to me. While KCP cooled off, 2 for 4, 5 points. Only stream him, right? Don't roster this guy. And on the Bulls side, yeah, everybody played bad. Zach LaVine still got 21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and still pretty bad efficiency. He's not gonna shoot the ball that well. Like so far, let me take a look at his numbers. Zach, where's Zach? Zach is shooting 50% at the moment. He's gonna shoot low 40s, and when he does that, his scoring is gonna dip. I still think he's gonna average around 25 points, but just not the 27 point he's averaging right now. And everything else is pretty much in line, to be honest. So Zach LaVine's gonna have a huge season. I expect him to be a top 20 player. The only problem in fantasy is his low efficiency and high turnover. Low field goal. His free throw is good. Kobe White, 32 minutes, still struggling shooting the ball, 5 for 13, but he's a pretty big rebound guy for a little point guard. He's averaging like 5 rebounds. No steals. Hopefully he can get his steals rate up and he'll be good to go. 4 assists is fine. Everybody played bad, 14 points. Against the Lakers, good defensive team, the young team. Lauri Markkanen, the volume is there, 14 shots, but 12, 7, okay numbers. Daniel Gafford is still with Carter Jr. Daniel Gafford started, didn't do anything. Patrick Williams, 30 minutes, didn't do anything. 8 rebound is nice, a block is nice. And Garrett Temple and Thaddeus Young, if Booza got a back-to-back, you can try to stream those guys. Otherwise, forget about them. And the next game is the Houston Rockets and Dallas. Houston, they were without Christian Wood, and John Wall came back. DeMarcus Cousins, after going 2 for 16. Here we go, 9 for 15, 28 points, 17. This is the prime DeMarcus Cousins. So what are you gonna do with Cousins? You obviously still hold on to him, and maybe this will jumpstart his fantasy season. Maybe he'll get more minutes. Maybe he'll get 20 minutes. Maybe he'll get 25 minutes, right after Christian Wood comes back. And that's elite. He's gonna put up huge numbers just in 20 or 25 minutes. I really believe that. So if somehow Cousins got dropped and you scooped him up in the league, that congrats. I think Cousins is gonna get more minutes moving forward when Christian Wood comes back. I think so. Well, Eric Gordon, 33 points, just empty, right? But it's probably worth picking up at the moment because he'll have a blow up games like this, 6 threes, 33 points, but doesn't really give you anything else. And he shot 58%, right? John Wall, interestingly, only played 20 minutes, 7 points and 8 assists, nothing else. Maybe he's a buy low. I view John Wall as a maybe top 70, 80 guy. So when I say buy low, I would buy low with DeAndre Hunter on him. But he's got the name, and I just doubt trades like this gonna happen. But he's gonna be a headache to own moving forward. Jason Tate had a huge game. Has had a huge game, but did not do much here. PJ Tucker also struggled, but they got the win, right? The bench guys played high minutes and did really well. Sterling Brown 18 minutes didn't really do much, but David Nwaba, 6 for 7, 18 points. He's not gonna do this every single game. You can forget about him. And why did Mavs lose to this Rockets team? Luka Doncic, yeah, he's gonna average close to 30, 10, and 10, and his problem is his efficiency. 7 for 12 from the free throw line. That just kills you. Really kills you. 9 for 18 and 8 assists, 5 rebounds. That's fine. There's no defensive numbers. After his 2 steal and 4 block team, his defensive numbers almost non-existent, which I expect him to. Right? He's gonna probably get you a steal, but blocks, not really blocks. And steals is probably just 1, right? 1 is good enough for him, I think. Willie Cauley-Stein started, didn't really do much. Tim Hardaway Jr., 15 points, everything is empty. So points and threes. James Johnson, without Porzingis, kind of disappointing. 16 points, yeah, you can't drop his ass. He's not doing enough at the moment. Let's go to the last game of the night. Denver Nuggets and Phoenix Suns. This game went to overtime. And Denver got the win behind Jokic 42 minutes. Jokic, I understand he's young and he's healthy. He really doesn't get hurt, but playing such high minutes, I don't know if it's gonna take a toll on him, and I don't know if he can sustain this all season, playing such high minutes and such high usage. But for now, he's obviously top 3 guy moving. I wouldn't trade him for anybody really. 22 rebounds is really scary. 6 assists, 1 steal, but his efficiency this game was not good. DeAndre Ayton did done a good job on him. 6 turnovers. Yeah, his turnover is gonna be high. If you expect numbers from your fantasy number 1 guy, his turnover is gonna be high. He's not Anthony Davis, where Anthony Davis' value majority come from his defensive numbers and huge efficiency. Paul Millsap, forget about him. Will Barton had a horrible game. You can't really just drop him. Michael Porter Jr., the reason he's coming off the bench because he's coming back from COVID. He's not playing high minutes. This game went to overtime, so he played high minutes. But he's gonna be in the starting lineup very soon. And Will Barton, you can just drop him. Forget about him. Gary Harris playing high minutes. This guy never does anything with high minutes anymore. While Jamal Murray, had a good game. Jamal Murray this year, his elbow is really bothering him. So if he can trade DeAndre Hunter, I just keep using DeAndre Hunter and Seth Curry. Those guys is an example. The reason those 2 guys have just huge efficiency, which is gonna fall off. Jamal Murray, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. It's all good. A block, 26 points. While Michael Porter Jr. played 35 minutes, is good. Rod Woods mentioned that Porter after the game, he was saying that, hey, I want to win, right? So I want to focus on playing defense. So his scoring is gonna be there because he's gonna get catch and shoot opportunities playing with Jokic. But if he focuses on getting those defensive rebounds, on offensive rebounds, he's gonna be a big rebound guy, and his efficiency is really scary. Good free throw, good field goal, not a lot of turnovers, give you steals and blocks. It's a steal and block here. Not gonna give you a lot of assists. But just I expect Michael Porter's ranking to be pretty high due to his high efficiency and defensive stats, right? He's like a bigger version of Mikal Bridges, right? And this guy is tall. Like, this guy might be a legit 7-footer or 6'11". This guy's huge. Got a long wingspan as well, athletic. So he should get you steals and blocks, no problem. Monty Morris's minutes continue to be huge, but not really doing much. Maybe just catch and shoot, playing next to Jokic, while both guys are on the court. And on the Phoenix Suns side, Devin Booker got hurt. We'll see if if he's continue to be out, you can definitely stream guys like Jay Crowder and Cameron Johnson. Both guys had a great game. Scored 20 points, 2 steals for Cameron Johnson. 3 threes, attempted 11 threes, while Jay Crowder got assists. Both those 2 guys are inconsistent for sure, but with Devin Booker out, those 2 guys are gonna get close to 30 minutes. It's definitely worth streaming. DeAndre Ayton, huge game again. Boy, he is. I didn't really mention he should be a buy low, but you probably should have bought low. But he really started clicking right after struggling maybe him and Chris Paul, having that chemistry. Remember, like Chris Paul, you still have to integrate Chris Paul into this offense. So first few games, they might just be trying to figure how to run get Ayton the ball better. And shot 14 point attempts here. That's good enough. 17. If he can average like 18 points, that's good. That's good value, because he's gonna give you huge rebound, block, and field goal numbers. Mikal Bridges, 5 fouls. Only 1 block, no steal, but overall okay game. Chris Paul, without D Booker out, Chris Paul is gonna carry. I think if Booker is out for a week and Chris Paul becomes a top 20 player, after next week you can try to sell on Chris Paul, right? He just 13 assists, 2 steals, 21 points. Let me look at Chris Paul's rankings. I mean, as bad as he played, I mean, it's not like he's ranked 60 at the moment, averaging only 1 steal, but 9 assists. 14 points. I really think he's gonna be around that area, 14, 15 points. But I expect him to make more threes. I expect him to get more steals. Right, his efficiency is there already. And that's it for all the games. I'll do another one tomorrow. Thank you guys. Bye.